Here's more wrestling news for October 12th, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include: I feel like trash. CM Punk gets real about AEW and returns to wrestling. Retired WWE superstar once again teases return to the ring. It's disturbing. SmackDown superstar opens up about the abuse she receives online. WWE's lazy booking sees same creative idea used twice on Raw. WWE personality makes huge announcement about their personal life, and more. We are kicking off today with CM Punk, who's had a handful of matches since joining AEW, matches that fans thought would never happen after his 2014 WWE walkout. Tearing it up with the likes of Darby Allin, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Daniel Garcia, Punk has proven he can still go in the ring, but wrestling after over 7 years has taken its toll on the former WWE World Champion. Sitting down with The Wrap, Punk discussed taking bumps after nearly a decade away from the ring, saying, "Oh, I feel like trash. I'll be honest, I'm 42 years old and I haven't taken bumps in 7+ years. I think there's something to building up a callus to something you do on a regular basis becoming easier because you do it on a regular basis." Punk is hurting for sure, but he's not the only one, as he explained that after a year of wrestlers only taking bumps for TV, rosters are now having to take a ton of more bumps at untelevised live events. The former WWE champion will be taking plenty of bumps next week when he faces Matt Sydal on Rampage, as he hopes to continue his undefeated streak in AEW against his fellow WWE alum. In 2018, former Divas champion Paige had to retire from the ring, but has remained hopeful in the years since about one day returning to the ring. It was in August that Paige promised that her comeback is in the works and that it'll be in WWE, and recently shared a message that simply read January, leaving fans hopeful that she'll be in next year's Women's Royal Rumble. Now, the former SmackDown general manager has once again teased a return, as she tweeted a photo of her wrestling boots alongside the original NXT Women's Championship she held and a poster of her movie Fighting with My Family. Paige didn't share a caption, but did use a thinking emoji, with fans thinking that this was another tease about an impending return. According to reports, any attempts by Paige to wrestle again have been thwarted by WWE's higher-ups, but that hasn't stopped the retired superstar from once again teasing a comeback. One person fans can see in the ring each week is Carmella, who shared a different side to herself this week. In a rare, no-makeup selfie, the former SmackDown Women's Champion took to Instagram to claim that hate and threats online have been at an all-time high, calling the increase in attacks disturbing. Carmella, who was drafted to Raw in the recent draft, said she tries to leave negative comments alone, but it's hard not to read the negativity sometimes, saying that some fans can be so cruel. Fortunately, Carmella said she's working to make sure that these hateful comments don't get to her, and let this be a reminder that the wrestlers fans see on TV are people too, and like everyone else, are deserving of respect. This Friday, Tony Khan is confident that AEW Rampage will beat SmackDown when the two shows go head-to-head at the same time. With this week's SmackDown a special 2.5-hour show, the last 30 minutes will go toe-to-toe with the first half hour of Rampage, and the numbers don't bode well for Khan. Last Friday's taped Rampage drew an average 502,000 viewers, according to Nielsen via Showbuzz Daily, a record low for the show. This marks a 19.29% drop from the week prior, which saw 622,000 viewers tune in, and in the 18 to 49 demographic, there was a 32% drop, with last Friday's show getting a 0.17 compared to a 0.25 the week earlier. For comparison, last week's SmackDown saw 2.147 million fans tune in, which was a decrease from the week prior with 2.252 million. Tony Khan made it clear in a tweet that he's looking forward to this week's Rampage beating SmackDown, but with SmackDown's last half hour being commercial-free, Rampage will have to do a ton to come close to matching SmackDown after last week's record lows. Over to Raw now, as with a 3-hour show to fill each and every week, the Red Brand's creative team are kept busy creating stories, and sometimes the same story is used with different people. That was the case on this week's Raw, as the women's tag team match, pitting Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair against Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, was all about dissensions between the two teams. This was a fine enough story, but it was the same case in the main event, as Crown Jewel opponents Big E and Drew McIntyre teamed up, and just like the women, their brief partnership quickly combusted. It was the exact same story as the women's tag match, and it made Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville look like fools for booking the same match twice. And it goes to show why WWE needs a stark change in its creative direction, which will hopefully come when the 2021 draft comes into effect after Crown Jewel. Raw also saw Jeff Hardy face Austin Theory 1 week after the new Raw superstar attacked the former World Heavyweight Champion. On paper, having Theory beat Jeff was the right decision, as it builds his character on Raw amid rumors that WWE are already considering him a next big star. But at the same time, Jeff taking another loss this week means he slips ever closer to the Goldberg category, where he loses so often that his value is irreparably diminished. This is incredibly important considering that when Jeff moves to SmackDown next week, he'll be one of their top babyfaces, but only because very few other babyfaces will be on the blue brand. After Drew McIntyre, Jeff will be SmackDown's number 2 singles babyface, and with him taking loss after loss on Raw, he won't be considered a legitimate contender to Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Not only did Jeff lose to Theory this week, but it was also disrespectful for the 24/7 title chase to happen during this match, as it made the Hardy-Theory match seem completely unimportant. Even Theory was hurt by this, as the focus was taken off his big win, and if WWE want him to be seen as a possible WrestleMania main eventer one day, they need to keep him as far away as possible from the 24/7 championship. Last week, Bobby Fish debuted for AEW, coming up short against TNT champion Sammy Guevara. Not long after, it was confirmed that the former NXT superstar had signed with AEW, but Fish himself would have been fine with that not happening. Speaking to Insight with Chris Van Vliet, the 44-year-old veteran spoke about when he got started in the business and how at that time there were teachers who were still wrestling and would teach while in the ring. Fish said that had he not been released, being a performance center coach would have been a great fit for him, and said he would have worked like Fit Finlay, who was training a crop of superstars during his last run as an on-screen wrestler. Ultimately, this didn't pan out as Fish was released and is now in AEW, and we're sure Tony Khan and the wrestlers there will be more than happy to pick the brain of the veteran performer. And we're ending today with WWE, which prides itself on being an inclusive company, supportive of their staff and talent on their personal journeys, and this week, that culminated with one referee making a huge announcement. On social media, Sean Bennett celebrated National Coming Out Day by revealing that he's gay, saying he's now answered the question he gets asked the most online. Bennett said he came out to friends and family in his late 20s, but he's only now coming out publicly after spending his first 10 years in the wrestling world afraid that his sexuality would hinder his chances. A sea of wrestlers both in and out of WWE gave their congratulations to Bennett in the comments, and we'd like to offer our own congratulations to the WWE referee on being happy and open about himself. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.